Her message popped up on the screen. "You're really nice, but I think we should just stay friends." I stared at those words for a moment and simply typed back, "Thanks for being honest." It felt like something inside quietly shut off, like a switch flipped in my heart. That moment, I made a silent promise to myself. No more overthinking, no more hoping. From now on, I'd treat her like any other friend, no fancy dinners, no surprise gifts, no late night maybe someday thoughts. But less than a week later, her name flashed again, this time in her latest post. Same line. Same tone. "We should just stay friends." But now, those words didn't just land on my phone, they landed deep inside me. For a while, I just stared at the screen, watching the letters blur into nothing. My heart wasn't breaking, it was just ... quiet. There was no anger, no tears, just a strange emptiness that almost felt peaceful. The fear I had been running from for months was finally right in front of me. And I wasn't running anymore. I didn't reply. I didn't try to fix it. I just sat there, holding my phone, trying to feel something, anything. Then, after a deep breath, I smiled slightly and whispered to myself, "All right, I get it." And I typed those simple words again, "Thanks for being honest." No drama, no bitterness, just truth. I placed my phone on the table, leaned back in my chair, and let out a long breath as if years of unspoken weight had finally left my chest. Right then, a quiet clarity filled the room. If she only wanted friendship, I'd give her exactly that, not out of pride, but out of peace. I didn't realize it then. But that single decision was going to change everything. Emma wasn't just anyone. She had a presence that lit up every space she walked into, vibrant, clever, and disarmingly kind. Her laugh had that softness that made even silence feel warm. We'd met a year ago, through mutual friends, casual hangouts, late night movies, shared playlists. And somewhere along the way, my glances started lasting longer. Her voice, her laughter, they became the soundtrack of my thoughts. Love didn't arrive with fireworks. It crept in quietly, like a gentle sunrise. For 6 months, I showed her in every little way that she was special. She loved sushi. I booked the best table in town. Her earbuds broke. I replaced them without her asking. Whenever she needed someone, I was there, no matter the hour, no matter the reason. She seemed to care too, leaning on my shoulder during movies, calling me her favorite with that soft, teasing smile. It felt mutual. It had to be mutual. But when that message came, "Let's just be friends," it wasn't heartbreak I felt, but realization, like I'd been reading a story that only existed in my mind. Looking back, I saw it clearly. I had made her the center of a universe that only I was living in. Every plan, every text, every silence, it all started with me. She never asked for it, but she never stopped it either. And that's what made it hurt the most. Still, there was no anger. She spoke her truth. I was just the one who had built a dream around it. That night, I made myself a promise: no more chasing maybes, no more waiting for someone to see my worth. If she wanted friendship, fine, but my life wouldn't revolve around her anymore. The next morning felt different. No good morning, no emojis, no reaching for my phone first thing. I made breakfast in silence, and strangely, it felt freeing. The quiet wasn't empty anymore. It was calm. Days passed. I replied to her texts, but only when I really wanted to. "Coffee?" she'd ask. "Maybe another day," I'd say, polite, warm, but distant, and soon, she started noticing. Her messages came later at night, her tone softer. "Why so quiet lately?" she asked one night. "Just busy," I said. Then came the accidental calls, the familiar laughter, the familiar hesitation. She was starting to miss the attention she once took for granted. At gatherings, I'd sit across the table now, not beside her. I still smiled, still joked, just not for her. That distance made her restless. Soon, her stories were full of vague quotes and sad selfies. Before, I'd ask, "What's wrong?" Now, I just react with a heart emoji and move on. One night, her text arrived, "You've changed." I replied, "Maybe we both have." When we met again, she wore the same perfume, laughed the same way, and tried to touch my hand again. But this time, I didn't feel pulled in. She wasn't coming back for me. She was just missing the feeling of being wanted. That night, I realized something powerful. Sometimes people don't miss you. They miss how you made them feel. And when that hit me, I felt nothing but peace. I started focusing on myself again, joined the gym, took a new course, met people who didn't drain me. Slowly, life began to feel light. That's when I understood peace doesn't come when someone stays. It comes when you finally stop waiting for them to. Months later, Emma faded out of my life, quietly, almost gently, and I didn't chase her, because the silence that once scared me had become my sanctuary. Then came Lily. Simple, honest, independent. With her, everything felt easy. No guessing, no pretending, coffee dates, park walks, genuine laughter. That's when I learned real love doesn't confuse you. It calms you. Weeks later, I posted a photo smiling on the rooftop, captioned simply, "Good company, good view." 2 hours later, my phone rang. Unknown number. Familiar voice. "Alex?" "Yeah, I saw your photo. Are you seeing someone?" "Yes, Emma." She chuckled weakly, voice trembling. "She's beautiful." Silence. Then softly, "I think I made a mistake. I miss you. Can we try again?" I took a breath and said gently, "Emma, you don't miss me. You miss how it felt when I loved you." There was silence on the other end, the kind that speaks more than words. I continued, "What you're feeling isn't love, it's regret. And that's okay, but I can't be the lesson you keep relearning." She whispered, "So this is the end?" "Yes," I said. "But not out of anger, because your goodbye taught me what I truly deserve." When I hung up, there was no ache, just stillness. No sadness. No bitterness, just peace. And that's when I realized that was the real ending. Not the day she said, "Let's just be friends." Not the day I stopped texting, but the day I stopped hurting. I stood on the balcony, city lights flickering below, wind brushing against my face. I smiled, not out of victory, but out of release. Because sometimes peace isn't found in winning someone back, it's found in letting them go, without losing yourself. Months ago, I said, "Thanks for being honest." Now I knew those words weren't for her, they were for me, because honesty isn't just about telling someone else the truth. It's about finally admitting it to yourself, that some things aren't meant to be fixed. And walking away doesn't mean weakness. It means courage. So if you've ever had to let go of someone you loved, remember this. Losing someone isn't always the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of finding yourself again. That's what Alex's story really teaches. The moment you stop searching for your worth in someone else's eyes, you start to see yourself clearly, and that clarity, that quiet strength is what true freedom feels like.